Okay, this should be a quick finish up. Example 6, imaginary solution. What happens if you get imaginary solution? Is this factorable? All right, can you factor two numbers that multiply to 22 and add to 8? 2 times 11, 4 doesn't go into it, 6 doesn't go into it, 2 times 11, so it's not factorable. All right, this is not factorable, so no, it's not factorable. So what are you going to do? All right, so now we have one way to solve something that's unfactorable. You complete the square. So you subtract 22 from both sides, get the negative 22 over there, and then b over 2 squared. B is 8, so 8 over 2 is 4, 4 squared is 16. So you want to put the 4 squared here and the plus 16 there. Hopefully you see that 4 squared is 16, so you are doing the same thing to both sides, just written differently. All right, so you have, again, 4 squared here and 16 here. So x, the square root, this is what you want, the square root of the 16. So x plus 4 squared, this is a perfect square trinomial. That's what I spent the whole first 10 minutes of this going over and introducing. Negative 22 plus 16 is negative 6. Okay, so right now some of you might be seeing, you're going to take the square root of both sides, but you're going to have the square root of a negative number. All right, so what is that going to give you when you take the square root of a negative? I like this live studio audience thing. A negative square root is imaginary. I was going to do the alphabet to get to I. Imaginary. So you're going to have an imaginary solution. So what does that mean? What do you do with that? So this is x plus 4 squared. Positive or negative square root of negative 6, so we're taking the square root. Whenever you take the square root of a square, that cancels. Positive or negative 6. The only thing you can do with this is take the negative out as I. So x plus 4 equals positive or negative I root of 6. All right, when you take this apart, this is the square root of negative 1 times 6. Those are being multiplied. So when you take them apart, the I, or whatever you pull out, never goes in front of the positive or negative, because that would make it addition or subtraction instead of multiplication. Okay, so never, when you pull something out, it never goes out in front of the positive or negative. But then you subtract 4 from both sides, so you get x equals negative 4 plus or minus I root of 6. All right, so what do imaginary solutions mean? Okay, I do have this here. I forgot I had that there. All right, imaginary solutions. What are you looking for when you're solving a quadratic equation? The x-intercepts, the roots, the solutions, the zeros. So what is an imaginary x-intercept? Imaginary, it's not really an x-intercept. It's not really an x-intercept. What was the original equation? It was a not factorable this. What do you know about that parabola? It opens up because the 1 is positive. So what did I do over here? Negative b over 2a. Now you better get b over 2 squared straightened out with negative b over 2a. Negative b over 2a tells you the x-coordinate of the vertex.
All wind sources go to the library.
So then you plug in negative 4 and you get out 6. So negative 4, 6 is the vertex, and the parabola opens up. So I don't care about the rest of the points right here, but does this cross the x-axis? No. So the solutions are imaginary. It doesn't have solutions on the set of all real numbers, because the x-coordinates are the set of all real numbers. So it's an imaginary solution. Okay, so put on the board for you to try number 19 and 37 at home or in the studio audience. Yes. So page 260, the rest of the problems you'll do to get together tomorrow in your groups.